How's it going, everyone? So today I'm going to be focusing on the Etoro platform. So on the left hand side you can see I have my live trading account, and on the right hand side I just have the home page to Etoro. So what exactly is Etoro? Well, it's a slightly different form of investment compared with the other types of brokerage firms out there. So scrolling down on the website, we can see the range of features that Etoro supports. So as with most of these brokerage firms these days, they support the ability to buy stocks without any form of commission. So there's nothing new there. But if we scroll down, we can see that we have this form of social trading. And so what it means is you have a bunch of individuals that have signed up to the platform and they invest on your behalf. So all you have to do is provide a set amount of money, and the other trader will take your funds and invest that money into a range of different companies. And that's a really nice way to have a hands-off approach to investing. And so the way you achieve this is with the copy trader feature. So in addition, Etoro supports cryptocurrencies, and without arguing for or against, Etoro does support the ability to buy cryptocurrencies, and depending on your viewpoint, that can be a positive or a negative. But nonetheless, the feature is there and it can be very useful. So that's a very small introduction to Etoro. So we can see on the left hand side that I have my portfolio and all the different types of places where my money is being invested. Now you may have noticed, if I just scroll up, we have this user shown up here, and now I have actually been following the exact same user. Now what is quite interesting is that the profit to loss ratio, so if we just zoom in a little bit more into, I believe his name is Grents, but we can see all the different types of stocks and shares that this individual has allocated my money into, and overall this account has been performing really badly. Now, contrasting to sort of the metrics we're seeing on the screen, I'm definitely not seeing those same results. So if I just zoom back, we can see that we have minus 19% loss, and that equates to almost $200 that has been lost. So I would definitely just call out that with some of these portfolios that have been sort of listed on the homepage, they're not fully accurate. And so make sure, if you are following a certain individual, then to really look into their investment approach. So going back to Grant's portfolio, we have a lot of Bitcoin and a range of cryptocurrencies, and we have some normal types of stocks, and we also have the likes of Tesla in the mix as well. So that just gives you an indication of the type of investment strategies a given individual employs, and I'll leave it for you to decide whether you want to invest in a given individual or not. Now, on top of that, my portfolio, you can see on the top, I've invested in Tesla, and if we scroll a little bit down, we can see we've got the likes of Shopify, and then a range of cryptocurrencies that I allocate my money into. And then right at the bottom with this 45, we have another individual. Now, this individual just focuses on commodities and currencies, so nothing to do with cryptocurrencies. And again, this individual, although the loss isn't too extreme, we're at sort of a minus 1%, which isn't massive given that I only allocated $200. Now, if we look right at the bottom where you can see the profit that I have and the equity, over the 2 or so years that I've had the Etoro account, I've made almost $1,000 to $2,000. And so with that said, let's look at Tesla, which currently has a profit to loss ratio of almost 92%. So underneath the logo, we have this 5.06 units, and it gives you an average. So in this case, I paid roughly $198, and currently the stock is at an all-time high, so $378. And you can see sort of the ratio, almost 110% and 74% of the two stocks that I bought at different times. So without a doubt, if I look at my entire portfolio holistically, the bulk of the profit currently is coming from Tesla. Now, this is a review on the platform itself, and what I should say is the investment strategy I take when using Etoro is completely different to the likes of the Trading 212 platform. So when it comes to Etoro, my investment approach differs greatly compared to the likes of the Trading 212 platform. The two investment strategies can't be compared at all because they are at different ends of the spectrum. So for me personally, when I invest in the likes of individual stocks, say Tesla, Shopify, what I'm doing is trying to buy the stock when it's very low and then ideally sell the stock once it's at a higher value. So when you buy a stock, and if I zoom into Shopify, generally it's very good practice to define what's called a stop loss. So in my case, I haven't even defined one, and that's generally bad. So I haven't defined a stop loss, but it's quite easily done. And equally, it's generally good to add what's called a take profit. So it's good to define what value you ideally want the stock to reach before you sell the given stock. Now, on the other hand, the reason why I haven't set either of these levels, the stop loss or the take profit, is mainly because I do want to hold on to the stock. And so it's completely up to you on whether you want to buy and sell stocks quickly or if you want to hold on for them for a while. Now, although I'm not really doing this on the Etoro platform, it's generally best to have a set investment style. So what I should be doing is defining the stop losses and when to take the profit. And if I'm trying to hold long positions, then I should stick to my investment approach when it comes to the Trading 212 account. Now, when you put money into the platform, you do convert from, say, pounds to dollars initially. So you can see we have the ability to toggle the currency price. But what's happening, at least for UK investors, is that you take your pounds from the building society, and then when the money is deposited, you can exchange on the spot. So that is somewhat of a downside because depending on the day that you make that conversion, you can sort of gain or lose on that currency conversion. But it does make it a lot simpler once you've made that initial conversion to then deal with, say, dollars when investing. And so that's generally quite nice compared to the likes of when you buy a given stock every time, you're having to deal with that conversion on the spot for the given stock. So it really depends on sort of market fluctuations with the likes of, say, pounds to USD. But all in all, if you can time the market right when making that conversion, then you don't have to worry about on the spot conversions going forwards. So for those who are interested, I will be providing a link in the description. And so from the homepage on the screen here, I don't believe there are any benefits if you use my link. Now, in the past, it was possible to receive $50 when signing up. That doesn't appear to be the case anymore. So feel free to either use my link. Doesn't appear to be any benefit. So if you just want to sign up on your own, then you can do so as well. So I initially used Etoro for the first 2 years, and it was definitely a lot of fun to buy a stock and then sell, ideally at a profit. But when I first started with Etoro, I really didn't know exactly what I was doing, and my investment style is completely different to sort of what I have done in the past. Now, it's definitely possible to make a decent amount of money, but in the long run, I definitely don't advise anyone to buy a share and then sell it without really knowing what they're doing. Because, for instance, we can see on my account with the open orders that I have, overall we are at a profit of close to $350. And so if you think about dividend style investment that I show within the Trading 212 account, over the long run, we can make such income a lot more frequently, whereas the type of investment style that I've employed on Etoro is a lot more difficult to sustain over the long run. But in saying that, I do really like the underlying platform. It's very solid, and you are free to employ any type of investment strategy that you like. So for those who may watch how I invest using the Trading212 account, you could try to copy some of those aspects and use the Etoro platform as well. The user interface is really nice, but in terms of analyzing a graph, it's very difficult to have a nice view. So I'm just zooming in on a cryptocurrency at the moment, and the type of graph we have is just a standard line graph, and we really can't zoom in that well at all. So we can look at the sort of the 1 day here, but again, we can't change, say, the ticker symbols or anything like that. So analyzing graphs on Etoro is not the place to do so. Now, these days, I really don't use the Etoro platform, and I don't fund the platform either. So the money that I have allocated within Etoro, I just sort of play around with the money. In the future, I may take out some of the funds and then shift them over into, say, Trading212. But for now, I'm happy keeping the money where it is, and curious to see how some of these stocks will perform in the future. So to summarize, Etoro is a great way to buy certain stocks and sell them in a short period of time. Of course, you can buy the likes of cryptocurrencies as well, which is very difficult on other brokerage firms. And you have a really unique feature where you can follow other traders and you can hand over your money for them to invest, and then you either reap the rewards or your account becomes sort of negative, as we can see in my instance. So there's a lot to show on the Etoro platform, but those are sort of the main features. And so thanks for watching, and I'll see everyone next time.